Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
May I now call upon Dr. N.K. Sharma, the founder of Reiki Healing Foundation, to speak on why spiritual saints are suffering from various diseases.
गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीबडी, आप सभी लोगों को मेरा बहुत बहुत नमस्कार। Why do saints fall sick? This is an ugly truth, a bad message. Dear friends and the entire respected guest, it's a great honor to be a part of this World Spiritual Parliament today. I would like to share my views on one of the most unexpected, questionable subject. Why do saints fall sick? Every religion on this earth has a representative in the form of saints. The moment we think of a saint, immediately a picture of a godly or holy personality comes to our mind. Enjoying all the benefits of body, mind, and soul, he must be the fittest person among all. As he has enlightened himself with the ultimate laws of universe, he must have full control over his body, mind, and soul. If an ordinary worldly person becomes sick and suffer, it cannot be questioned, as he is not well enlightened with the laws of body, mind, and soul. Unfortunately, since thousands of centuries, several saints have come on this earth, and most of them have suffered from various diseases like cancer, heart disease, joint pain, blood pressure, kidney failure, digestive disorders, etc. But due to our unshakable extreme dedication and respect towards them, we have never questioned and doubted them in the past, and we would never dare to question them ever, as we have been brought up with such values that we sin and disregard towards our gurus. With all the due respect for your love and reverence towards your masters, I could not resist to question, why do saints fall sick? Saints suffering from varieties of disease is a very bad message to the society. A person who claims to be enlightened with the laws of universe, who has thoroughly understood God and its creation, why could not he understand this miniature universe, the human body, the small God? Yatha Brahmande Tatha Pinde. The human body is a small replica of this universe. You are bound to understand the human body too. Physical suffering denotes that one has missed or is ignorant of the simple law of the human body. Isn't it strange that a person claims to be enlightened with the laws of mind and soul, but has failed to enlighten himself with the laws of human body? So what would you call this? A profound enlightenment or a partial enlightenment? As we all know very well, that physical manifestation of disease is a mere flower of inner seed. The true root cause lies in the subtle world of mind, body, and soul. Without a proper, nothing can appear on the physical level. Let us face the truth against all odds. I urge you to open your mind and consider these facts that I am presenting before you today. If you look at all our past and present saints, most of them are suffering from various physical ailments, just as joint pain, cancer, heart blockages, cataract, etc., surely indicating a wrong lifestyle and ignorance towards the laws of human body. Several saints have attractive big tummies like Sethji or Lalaji, surely indicating a great love for tasty, fatty, and unhealthy food. Several saints have died of sudden heart attack, which indicates they were so ignorant that they could not even feel the sensation or blockages developing in their chakras and the energy system like an ordinary person. Saints are expected to live longer than a normal human being, but several saints have died in their early age, indicating that they have never loved, respect, or bothered about their body. Several saints are bald as they have complete loss of hair in their middle age, which is a sure indication of stress, restlessness of mind, deficiency of energy, and wrong food habits. Severely blocked circulation has created deficiency. Several saints are addicted to tea, coffee, salt, sugar, butter, sweet, processed, and fried food even. They do not even hesitate to provide such damaging food to their body, which usually common men consume because of his ignorance and wrong habits. The whole human generation has suffered since centuries due to the cooked, processed, and fried food, which has affected him with several incurable diseases, degeneration, and defects. That food is being served happily and extensively in almost all the ashrams and religious places. Tons and tons of sweets and fried items are distributed to the followers in the name of prasad. At most of the religious shrines, they enjoy chapan bhog in the name of God. I don't understand whom they are trying to please, their own gratification or the God. God would never like to see his best creation, the human body, to be contaminated like this. Several saints all over the world and of every religion are regularly gulping down lots of medication for their varieties of ailments. An enlightened master will never entertain any unnecessary medicine to his body, as he would know very well that it would only suppress the symptoms to create an illusion of artificial health. Instead of, he would understand the root cause of diseases and symptoms and will eliminate those causes. Because every awakened master knows very well that his body has a tremendous power of self-healing power, and then which is striving all the time for balancing the health and survival. Medicine is never a solution to health restoration. Health cannot be gained by any medication. There must be some loss of health by following which one can remain healthy all the time. Having had this attitude since my early age, instead of going to medical studies, I preferred to join naturopathy and ran my own hospital for 20 years. Focusing mainly over dreadful degenerative diseases and cancer, among 12,000 cancer cases, I have treated more than 300 saints from various religious groups who had been suffering from varieties, different type of cancers. I'm not mentioning other saints in this list who were suffering from other type of degenerative diseases. How this is affected by cancer? It shows severe depletion of vital force, weak immune system, highly toxic, poisonous, and imbalanced blood chemistry, which is a byproduct of the negative emotions, stress, depression, toxic habits, and wrong lifestyle. How come a saint was so ignorant of this monster developing inside his body? Was he so unaware of the natural healing power of the body, natural lifestyle, naturally available healthy food and health resources, that instead of healing his cancer naturally, he surrendered to the medication with full faith, neither bothering to remove the true root cause of the disease, nor supplying the essential healthy needs to his body, allowing the body to heal by itself? Is this called enlightenment? Is this the true understanding of the universal law of nature? The positive and negative flowering of your body is a perfect representation of your knowledge, your faith, and your belief in nature. You are the best judge to decide what this negative flowering of your body indicates. I am an ordinary man like you, living in the same polluted, unhealthy, and unstressful environment, eating chemically fertilized food, every day keeping myself perfectly and completely free from all kinds of disease and suffering since last 40 years. And this is not only with me, but my whole family, which includes my wife, my son, my daughter, and even my daughter-in-law too. Since last 40 years, we have not seen any disease or even headache in our life. So we can proudly and boldly claim that no power in this universe can make me sick except myself. Only if I desire I can get sick. It will be absolutely my creation and shall be held responsible for my own physical state. Who would be interested in making me sick? God. He will simply say, sorry, I am not interested. Is nature? Nature will also say, sorry, I am not interested. Is my body? Then body also says, sorry, I am not also interested. I am interested in health only. Then who would want to bestow disease on you? We ourselves choose to become sick consciously or subconsciously. Human body is designed to remain healthy all the time. Every cell, every organ wants to demonstrate its full efficiency till its last breath. If you do not obstruct its function by your wrong lifestyle, your body will root and then detach itself from the tree of life naturally. As our Rishi said, Urva Rukme Bandhanan Martyor Mukshima Amartad. We will drop like a fruit from this life. Health is a natural state of the body. It is not to be earned. It is not to be practiced. It is just there. Just stop becoming sick by your wrong lifestyle, food and thoughts. I don't do anything extra to stay healthy. I just prevent myself consciously from disease-causing agent. Therefore, my body takes care of its own smoothly flowing with time and life. I am not waiting for any disease to come in future. I don't have any health insurance because I believe my awakening and awareness regarding the simple law of nature is my true insurance. You will be surprised to know that I have brought up both the children without any vaccination, and yet they have never suffered from any disease, not even cold, not even cough, diarrhea, and fever, which are the commonest of all. Is God is more favorable to us? Has planetary position stopped affecting our lives? Have diseases disappeared from our Janma Kundli? Has someone has changed our fate? Have all our past karmas been cleared? Has become ineffective for our bodies? No, there are no special tricks for health. There are no special methods for health. There are no special food for health. There are laws of health, simple laws of health, without which health is impossible. Nature does not recognize saints, doctors, or ordinary person. Nature treats everybody the same. Those who disobey its law, it punishes them, and those who follow them and obey its law, she blesses them with the abundant health. Usually all saints are one-track minded people. They just care for the soul and its liberation. They neglect normally their health. The root cause behind the sickness of the saints. Nobody in this world takes responsibility for his own diseases, not even our saints. If you ask them why you are sick, they will immediately start blaming outer forces like bacteria, viruses, pollution, fat, bad karma, God, planets, climate, past karma, etc. I am yet to meet a person who can boldly claim, why wouldn't I fall sick? I never eat by hunger and time. I always eat in between. I never exercise. I never sleep on time. I never meditate and smile. I live with the negative emotion and stress, consuming tea, coffee, and toxic beverages, junk food, strong spices, etc. Why wouldn't I be sick? Does anybody take such responsibility? No one. Everybody blames outside factors or ultimately God. Let me clear you here. God made the law and He's left forever. He is just a mere spectator, but His laws are working every time and everywhere. God is not an entity or a person whom you can blame. He is a fragrance, an expression which is present all around us. He is not at all interested in our disease or health, poverty or richness, death or life, happiness or sufferings. Everything manifests according to His laws of nature, which the Buddha called the dharma. If it is fat, then who decided it? We believe in a very strong notion there is somebody up there writing our fate. But no, we design or attract our destiny every moment by our conscious or subconscious choices. The body is designed to become sick is a great fallacy. I believe our literatures have been written by some of the diseased Rishi Munis. So they said the word Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. Janma Jara means old age, is a natural process of the life. But Vyadhi is not a natural process. It has to be created deliberately by providing abnormal causes, compelling human body to act abnormally. Thousands and thousands of my students who are following this simple law of nature has disproved this age-old slogan that disease is a part of life cycle. Now coming to the traditional common root cause of our sins, living in extremes. Excessive use of milk and milk products, extensive intake of cereal all the time, eating tasteless and unnatural food, consuming sweets, fried food and other damaging foods, lack of exercise in their routine, suppression of sex and other natural emotions, use of certain drugs. Many saints live in extremes. Extremism is always dangerous. Life is in the middle like a string of musical sitar, neither very tight nor very loose, but few saints prefer to live in extremes. One of the major root cause of several dreadful diseases is excessive use of milk and milk products. It is a matter of great concern for me that why our saints could not the harmful effects of milk, which is biologically different coming from an animal source and has animal chemistry, designed by nature exclusively for that species only till their teeth erupts. Except human beings who don't even have a weaning period like animals, but still drink milk for their whole life. Cow milk is designed to grow a calf at ultra-fast pace. A calf matures from 80 pounds to 2,000 pounds in 2 years, having 58 types of various hormones, whereas human grows and mature in 20 years to approximately 150 pounds. The whole chemistry of cow's milk is designed for the sole development of calf. Their coarse hair, big nails, horns, big structure, small brain, etc. How could we miss out on this common difference? Milk is an infant food, not an adult food. After childhood, the digestive enzymes required for milk digestion are not generated. Born by humans and nourished by animals. Why are we running after cow and buffalo milk? Has God not created perfect, right nutrition for you? Has He made our life dependent on these animals? Not survive? No doubt, man can economically survive on any food, even on tea and alcohol. Occasional use of milk does not harm us, but depending exclusively on milk as a regular nutrition will definitely derange and damage our blood chemistry, leading to several degenerative diseases, even cancer. I have come across several saints suffering from cancer who have never eaten outside food, not tea, no coffee, no salt, no sugar, no fried food, no tobacco, no alcohol, no use of any chemicals, no stress, no depression. How come cancer could rise in their body without damaging the blood chemistry, hormones, and immune system? Body never lie. Body always speaks truth. This is also a strange phenomena that all those saints who were milk-dependent cancer cases, they could not be cured. They had to die with this disease. All the creatures must be wondering why humans are after milk when not even the calf. I have prevented both my children from all the childhood disease which I myself have suffered during my early childhood, as I loved milk, but I had never doubted milk as a harmful food. For details, you can refer to one of my book, internationally acclaimed book, Milk, a Silent Killer. Just go to that book. Living absolutely on cereals. Normally, all saints, except a few, live totally on traditional food, that is, cereals, roti, rice, dal, etc. Combining with salt, spices, oils, and processing. The whole world is living on vegetarian or non-vegetarian food. But the flood of unlimited varieties of diseases, degeneration and defects and infection very strongly confirm that we are not on the right track. We are not on the right nutrition even. Cereals are not originally human food. These are grass seeds. We modified them by cooking and adding spices to suit our taste buds. Our natural instinct never allowed our taste buds to relish raw cereals. Have you ever felt the urge to eat raw cereals? Do you have any natural attraction for it? You can never consume raw cereals. Only animals and birds can. Even after boiling them, you cannot relish cooked cereal without spices and butter. All the varieties of spices, salt, butter entered into the human body just because of cereals. Without cereal, you can never eat these spices. They are no use of at all. Can you eat any spices, salt, butter without cereals? We are so and we proudly declare that we eat always simple food. Then why we are sick? Have you ever thought of frying or cooking a banana or an apple? For natural fruits and nuts, have you ever thought of spices, butter, or cooking? Natural food is never to be modified. Only unnatural food, not food fit for human consumption, is to be modified. Cereals are food of earthy elements. Depending exclusively on this food creates acid residues, develops hardening and stiffening of the arteries and the joints, making body heavy and stiff. Then to break down this stiffness, we have to take the help of yoga and other exercises. Man is the only being on this earth who do so much different kinds of yoga. Even few saints could recognize this, lesser the cereal we intake, more flexible will be our body, but unfortunately, very few saints could recognize the harmful effects of cereals. Those who recognized, they started surviving on milk and fruits. Almost all religious saints live on traditionally cooked cereals and then silent the after effects in the later stage of life and blame old age, climatic changes, and God for these diseases. Visit any of the ashrams in India, you will not find much difference in common food. Even sweets and fried items are distributed more frequently in the name of prasada. The delicious halwa in the Gurudwara is very popular. Nature does not recognize your tradition. Nature does not recognize your habits, customs, compulsions, weaknesses, attitude, ignorance, or civilization. It demands exact practice of its laws of health and nutrition like other creatures. Failure in practice must lead to suffering as nature knows no compassion. Reduce your cereal intake and observe the lightness and miracle in your health. We are severely addicted to cereals now since thousands of centuries. Cooked cereals are serious addiction as it has an alcoholic type of influence on our body, but mildly. I am not just presenting my opinion here, my opinion, thoughts, or my personal concept. But I have practiced it on myself, my family, my thousands of my patients in my hospital. Since last 35 years, my practice and experience does have revealed these facts to me. Another cause is lack of exercise. This cause applies to all those saints who sit and meditate for long hours and months together, which reduces their metabolic rate and circulation. Meditation is for awakening. Once we are awakened, we need no meditation. Need of continuous meditation confirms that we are still struggling with ourselves and not yet awakened. We are designed for physical activity and movement. Meditation is a path, a tool, not the way of life. Once you are fully awakened, the role of meditation is fulfilled. Suppression of natural emotion and sex. This is the last chapter. Sex and emotions are the greatest force of human being. They cannot be suppressed, but can be transformed by meditation and awakening. The problem arises when the sex and other emotions are taken as an enemy for spiritual growth. We develop negative attitudes toward these natural forces. Very few saints understand these forces properly and transform them on higher level. But 90% of our saints are learned scholars having great knowledge of spirituality. Usually this type of saints and sannyasis fight and suppress these forces. This suppression leads to several bodily and mental disorders. Sex is never taken as a respectful human. Almost all spiritual people are against this force. They treat this force as a monster. They are so feared of that they want to cut down this word from the spiritual world. Sex and emotions are human treasures. They must be respected and used wisely. Those who want to discard these forces, they want to see only one side of the coin, which is of no use. They are fighting with the darkness, hence creating great imbalances. Maximum saints are not properly understood and transformed themselves. Their emotions are timely stimulated in worldly affairs, but they pose themselves as a spiritual person to save their spiritual image. They are forced to suppress these emotions and feeling, which ultimately build up stress, frustration, guilt conscience, resulting in several human diseases. There are so many psychological factors which are involved, but here I would like to conclude that saints are suffering from several diseases. It's an ugly truth. They have supplied their body with the causes, therefore they have to bear its effect. They claim to understand higher and complex things, but why they have failed to understand the most wonderful creation of God, the human body, the smaller God. Saints are great torchbearers of the society. Their clear understanding of the law of human body and health can definitely lead humanity towards. If they themselves practice it today, they are emphasizing more and mind-soul transformation. Tomorrow they may transform the physical body too, thus fulfilling the missing link, leading everybody to Sampurna state of health of body, mind and soul, not a partial one. I hope in near future, health will start from our ashrams, not from the hospitals. I would like to end this speech on this note, believing that we all who claim to be the leaders and teachers of the society would practice and preach the same, which may help us improve the lives of our generation to come. Thank you very much. एंड बिफोर आई गो, मैं एक शेर सुनाना चाहूँगा, लेकिन हिंदी में है शेर। बहुत सुन चुके ज़माने की गिरने की दास्तान, बहुत सुन चुके ज़माने की गिरने की दास्तान, आओ इसको उठाने का कुछ काम हो। बहुत सुन चुके ज़माने की गिरने की दास्तान, आओ इसको उठाने का कुछ काम हो। टूटे फूटे बिखरे सपनों का रोना क्या, टूटे फूटे बिखरे सपनों का रोना क्या, नई बहारें, नई महफिलें, नया जाम हो। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you so much, sir.